my name's Charles Romans, and welcome to my little corner of the tube. I have the perfect job. I work for the Ashland Daily Independent in Ashland, Kentucky. I'm a writer and a columnist, and that gives me the opportunity to interact with a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life. Now, as I talk to these people, I hear a lot of concerns and a lot of ideas, everything from their hesitation on what's coming up to what they would like to see in their area and essentially across the world. Now, this is a great job, but I didn't always have this great job. I don't have what you might call a white-collar background. I actually grew up in a garage. My father was an auto body mechanic, and I grew up fixing cars. Now, a mechanic is a lot like a bartender. People bring their car to you, and then they tell you all their problems. So I've been listening to people forever. And there's a lot of recurring themes because, we are all connected after all, and people have similar concerns and similar hopes and dreams. But you get some side dreams, often from the most unexpected sources. Now, today, for instance, I'm sitting in the lawyer's office of the historic McConnell House in Workland, Kentucky. I met the people who operate this house, and they're nice enough to let me use this venue to film some videos. And it's a wonderful place. If you're from the area or traveling through the area and you want to stop, they'll always be glad to show you around and tell you some of the history of the place. It was built back in the early 1830s and by a lawyer and a former state senator, John McCutcheon McConnell. Now, that may seem unrelated to what I'm discussing, but actually it's extremely related because as you meet these people, you find out the history of the area and the history of the people. And I'm a firm believer if we know where we came from, it makes it easier to get where we're going. Now, I have an eclectic background and eclectic tastes, you could say. I'm interested in everything from the local school board to pop culture. And in these subsequent videos, I might discuss anything. Now, it isn't every job, for instance, back to that, it isn't every job, for instance, that you can get phone calls from state senators or get a telephone call from the chief medical officer of the Star Trek Enterprise while you're washing dishes. So that's amazing, and I love being able to talk to all these people. But what I'm really and truly concerned about is talking to people like us, because we are the largest demographic, we'll say, on the planet. And I like to think that I have a certain degree of insight into our lives, because basically I'm you and you're me. And it's really interesting to be able to talk to celebrities and local government officials and things of that nature. But what really brings life into focus is to talk about you. And that's what I'd like to do. Discuss some things, because we have a lot of important concerns in our lives. I'm a parent, for instance, and I was always concerned when my daughter was growing up, with the basic things like, does she have enough to eat? Does she have clothes? And are the utilities paid? But I was also concerned the trajectory of her education, what was available to her, and what could she take advantage of? See, and these are some of the issues that I want to cover in these subsequent videos. Now, I'm not selling anything. I obviously don't do fashion videos, and I don't do makeup tutorials. I even forgot to shave this morning. But the good thing is I won't get in trouble at work because it's Casual Friday, so I can break out the flannel. Now, I know that you have concerns, and if there's anything that you would like me to talk about and maybe dig up some extra information on, leave a comment, and I'll get right on it, because honestly, that is my job. I'm bringing information and news to you you can use. Now, I'm also, I guess you could say that I'm a little opinionated on some things. Everyone has an opinion and they're entitled to those opinions. My daughter sometimes tells me that I'm very opinionated and I run the risk of being shanked in the face, as she says. But fortunately, that's not happened yet. And I'm not what you would call an inflammatory person. I love to discuss things, but I really am not interested in an argument. An argument is just a pointless exercise because no one's persuaded, no one's educated, no one's enlightened. So arguments really go nowhere. But now a discussion, I'm always up for a good discussion. Mentioning the opinionated thing, I've told people for years, I have an opinion on everything or can formulate one at a moment's notice. That's basically because I know who I am and I know the way I think. So I'm prepared to absorb any new information and make decisions accordingly, which I think is what life is all about. There's too much of this knee-jerk reaction these days. People hear something on YouTube videos or in the general media or just out in public, and they have this knee-jerk reaction. And as I've told people before, it's all about real information, because if a person has information, they can make an informed decision. If you let people assume things, they almost always get it wrong. Not because they're not intelligent, simply because they don't have enough information to make that decision. So, hopefully, in subsequent videos, I'm going to discuss pretty much everything. I'll try not to do it all at once. I know that gets kind of confusing, but I do ramble a bit. I've been accused of that. And in the meantime, you can always check out my articles and my columns in the Ashland Daily Independent. Either go on our website or pick up a paper. They sell them everywhere. And hopefully we'll get together on some issues and educate everyone. You can tell me things I didn't know. Hope that I can provide you with some information that helps you out. So, on that note, until next time, everyone have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.